only beginning. Kevin Corbin Nichols is one for you! Yeah!
Fans here starting 11, starting with St. Croix Legacy. In goal, number 0, Hadley Johnson. Number 2, Morris Smith. Number 5, Brianna Helga Minneman. Number 6, Stella Nielsen. Number 9, Marissa Bonilla. Number 10, Bella Meyer. Number 13, Brent Vanderwalk. Number 18, Savannah Stockness. Number 19, Mackenzie Jacobson. Number 20, Catherine Fredco. And number 22, Emily Kintz. For Legacy are coached by Marcos Rodriguez. And now for the starting 11 for your FC Milwaukee Torrent, your captain, number 9, Lola Wojcik. In goal, Kate Hopma. Number 7, Layla Kelbel. Number 8, Lauren Hernandez. Number 15, Anna Champagne. Number 16, Tatum Adamson. Number 22, Ashlyn Skinner Barrett. Number 23, Maya Wilson. And number 27, Greta Hansen. Number 32, Addison Stanchik. And number 33, Cindy Bullis. The Torrent are coached by Davi.
It is cause for much ballyhoo among FC Milwaukee Torrent supporters that the Torrent women have won their WPSL Divisional Championship 4 straight years. However, among the 3 times the Torrent have won that division crown previously, only once have they also gotten a conference championship. The Torrent won the Midwest Conference Championship in 2023, going to added extra time against Columbus Eagles FC, but coming away 3-2 winners. The 2 other times the Torrent have gotten to this spot, their season has come to an end. Last year, the Torrent went to the penalty spot against Salvo SC, but Salvo advanced, and the Torrent's WPSL year was over. The Torrent basically walked away easily with their 4th straight Lake Michigan Division crown this year. A victory in their penultimate match of the season gave them the title with a match to play. The foe, however, wasn't so clear. It ended up being St. Croix Legacy after Minnesota Thunder played Minnesota Bliss to a 1-1 draw in their final match of the season, while Legacy finished with 3 straight victories to pull level with the Thunder in the standings in the Land of the Lakes division. The Thunder won the head-to-head battle, but as they did last year, they're choosing to forego the postseason, opening the door for the Legacy to play on. Tonight, even after a lengthy lightning delay, the Legacy make their way over from their home just west of the Mississippi River to take on the team named for the strong waves and waters that are known to crash into the shores of Milwaukee from Lake Michigan. It doesn't get much better in terms of women's soccer in the Midwest. Prime time? Nah, it's some late-night soccer. The North Lakes Conference Championship match is on. From Southeast Sales Power Sports Stadium at Eline Soccer Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it's Torrent time. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Women's Premier Soccer League Central Region North Lakes Conference Championship match. As tonight, FC Milwaukee Torrent, champions of the Lake Michigan Division with a record of 8-0-2, take on the St. Croix Legacy out of the Land of Lakes Conference with a record of 6-1-1. Winner moves on, loser goes home. The Torrent are trying to get their 2nd ever regional semifinal appearance. The Central Region is split into 4 conferences: Lone Star, Midwest, Mountain, and North Lakes. 3 of those conferences have 2 divisions and have a conference championship match. This is that match for the North Lakes Conference title. Now, we should note, this match was scheduled to start at 8:30 p.m. here at Southeast Sales Power Sports Stadium. Eline Soccer Park, a busy facility. The Torrent men had a 2025 Wisconsin Cup match that occurred at 4 o'clock today here at Eline Soccer Park. And keep in mind, the Torrent usually play their matches at Hart Park in Wauwatosa, which is about 70 or so blocks west of here and quite a bit south too. However, Hart Park is undergoing some summer renovations, so Hart Park is not available to the Torrent right now. The men had to play at 4 because there was a senior men's recreational league match that was scheduled here at 7 o'clock. That pushed this match to 8:30 originally, but then we had a lightning delay, so this match is now getting underway at about 9:25 local time here in the Central Time Zone. This is, as we said, some late-night soccer. Don't bother watching Jimmy Fallon tonight. We've got all the entertainment game that you need right here for this one. Torrent wearing the blue kits at home, the gradient from light blue to dark blue, from shoulders to bottom of the shorts, along with black socks tonight for the Torrent. Meanwhile, it will be the St. Croix Legacy wearing gray kits with gold numerals this evening. Torrent kick it off to get this late-night soccer match underway. 9:24, your official kickoff time, local time in Milwaukee. That means this one should end sometime around 11:30 this evening. Hopefully, you've got your late-night broadcasts on DVR for tonight. It is St. Croix Legacy moving from our left to our right in those gray kits. At the edge of the 18, couple touches on the ball. Shot deflects off the Torrent. Just that quickly, St. Croix Legacy makes an effort on goal. It is Kate Hopma in goal for the Torrent. We will have a corner kick for the Legacy. In front of Hopma, it will be Layla Kelbell, Lauren Hernandez, Lola Wojcik, Anna Champagne, Tatum Adamson, Ashlyn Skinner-Barrett, Maya Wilson, Greta Hansen, Addison Stanchik, and Sydney Ballas. For the Legacy, Amara Smith, Brianna Henneman. There's your corner. Into the middle. Off a Torrent player, it gets outside the 18. Another opportunity here for the Legacy. Cross into the box, headed away again by the Torrent. Good work, as always, by Greta Hansen in that right central back position. Ashlyn Skinner-Barrett is the one who brings it forward. She will play a ball forward to Tatum Adamson. Adamson, edge of the 18, looking for Wojcik, finds her. Wojcik still outside the 18. Tries to play a low cross that is sent away by a pair of Legacy players. Sydney Ballas in the back gets a touch on the ball, but it's taken away from her by the Legacy. Continuing with that Legacy first 11, Amara Smith, Brianna Henneman, Stella Nielsen, Marissa Bonilla, Bella Meyer, Ren Vandewalker, Savannah Stockness, Kenzie Jacobson, CJ Fredkove, and Emily Hinsey in front of Hadley Johnson, wearing 00 in goal for the Legacy tonight. Through ball rolls all the way to Hopma, who does her goalkeeping at Drake University out of Libertyville, Illinois. Kelbell at midfield takes off, unmarked for the moment. Defense catches up. Move over the ball for Wilson. She'll play it out to the far side. Skinner-Barrett, so much of the Torrent attack goes through her. Well marked on the outside. Knocked off the ball. Ball will go across the touchline. Brand new lights here at Eline Soccer Park, and you still see the signage up from the WIAA State Championships, the High School Girls Soccer State Championships, where Andy Davi, manager of FC Milwaukee Torrent, led the Catholic Memorial Crusaders out of Waukesha, Wisconsin, to a Division III state championship. Shot for the Torrent, but that is knocked down and saved by Hadley Johnson. I made the comparison. You know how in sports video games you can take two teams that would never, ever play at a particular place and put them like, hey, we've got FC Dallas and New York Red Bulls, and they're playing at San Siro. It's kind of what this is like with all the state championship signage up. Two teams at this level playing with the high school state championship banners and even the corner flags still around. Ball played into the middle, deflected, and that gives enough time for Hopman to come off her line and recover that one. Looked like Savannah Stockness took that shot from the edge of the 18. Stockness out of Stillwater, Minnesota, Bemidji State. Mentioned the new lights here. Eline, we've talked about it in other Torrent broadcasts before. Eline, a cradle of soccer here in Milwaukee, named for the Eline family, which once owned Schlitz Brewing. Once upon a time in the 90s, the U.S. women's national team played a match here. That was when the Milwaukee Rampage called this facility home. At that point in time, you see all of those well-trimmed bushes on the other side of the stands, or the other side of the pitch there. There was another stand on that side at that time. The Rampage were known to draw upwards of 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 fans per match. The demise of the Rampage, unfortunately, they did become Wave United, and then they ended up not being in existence anymore. Did bring the demise of those stands on the far side as well as to put up that nice new indoor facility as well, where there are 3 indoor fields that are used quite heavily. I'm willing to bet you they're still going to be playing recreational games on those indoor fields tonight well after we are done with this match at 11:30. I know I've played some indoor soccer myself here with the Milwaukee Kickers, and they've been known to schedule some of those recreational matches as late as 1 o'clock in the morning. It is that popular here on those 3 arena fields. Of course, Pat Jones Championship Field right behind us also has turf and all kinds of room. This used to be where the Schlitzes had their horse collection. They would play polo out here. Now converted, of course, to a soccer facility, but as mentioned, longtime home of the WIAA state championships, the high school state championships, and pitch was replaced a few years ago as well. The artificial surface here has also been a longtime home to the Division III National Ultimate Frisbee Championships. Shot for the Torrent. That'll go wide of the mark. But an outstanding facility and a good temporary home for FC Milwaukee Torrent while things are being worked on at Hart Park. Again, a match for the men here earlier today, and now a match for the women. A consequential match as well. Mentioned the lightning delay setting us back 54 minutes from our scheduled start time for this match. Currently 74 degrees, 65% humidity. Wind right now, fairly calm, 3 miles per hour out of the due west. Moon every once in a while peeking out from behind the clouds up above us. Storms have hopefully passed through. We did get a little bit of rain, a little bit of dampness out there, but with all the humidity, certainly feeling plenty sticky before even the rain came through, and that little bit of moisture only adds to it, although it has cooled significantly with the storms having passed through. Good sliding challenge for the Torrent will result in a throw-in for the Legacy. CJ Fredkove was the one knocked out of the way. At midfield, Amara Smith, a product of MSU Mankato. To the far side, Vandewalker. Looking for Nielsen, can't find her. Throw in for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Throw-in will be taken by Skinner Barrett. Send it towards the back. Torrent do like to play the ball through the back quite a bit. You can see St. Croix Legacy coming out with enthusiasm. Looking to go on the attack early. Torrent like to play a little bit more organized style. Look for good opportunities. Slow things down a little. Nice 1-2 ball. Taking it on the run is Jacobson. Kenzie Jacobson. Plays a ball to the middle. Lots of bodies there. Shot by Smith. That goes up and over the goal and up the hill on the north side of Eline Soccer Park. Goal kick for the Torrent. Legacy quick on the counter. Jacobson out of Rosemount, Minnesota. She is going to be a senior for the Badgers, or was a senior, we should say, in 2024. Played in 13 games, tallied 109 minutes. Torrent have a few Wisconsin Badgers among their contingent as well. Heavy on the UWM and Marquette rosters. We often like to talk here on the Torrent broadcast about the makeup of the various teams that Torrent encounter. Torrent rely a lot on Division I talent. A couple players from Drake, a couple St. Louis Billikens, a couple UIC Flames. Popular choice for St. Croix appears to be St. Kate's. It is a Division III school in the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Conference. Number of players from this St. Croix Legacy side attending St. Kate's. But a good variety for St. Croix. Vandewalker attends St. Olaf, Stockness, Bemidji State. Mentioned MSU Mankato already. A few players attend St. Thomas. One of the newest entries into Division I, the Tommies. Rising program as well. Torrent tried to play a ball towards the middle. It is taken away by the Legacy. They will look to counter. Too far forward is Smith. Offside flag goes up. Smith was a full step ahead of the defender. Turned around, had a great opportunity if she would have been onside, but she was clearly off. 11th minute of the match. Legacy have had a couple opportunities here early on, but still 0-0 between the Torrent and the Legacy as we try to decide who will be the North Lakes Conference champion. Looking at the other conferences, in the Lone Star, they are still playing, and they will not have to have a divisional playoff match. They will not have to have a match like this because the Lone Star is self-contained. There is only one division in the Lone Star. Austin Rise has played 10 matches. They have 22 points. The FC Dallas women has played 9 matches and has 19 points. So if FC Dallas can finish with a victory, then we would have to go to head-to-head or goal differential there. In the Midwest Conference, winners in the Gateway were the Lou Fuzz Athletics at 7-0-1. In the Heartland Conference, it was Oklahoma City FC. They were 8-0-2. In the Mountain Conference, in the Rockies Division, it was Northern Colorado Rain that finished 7-1. And in the Wasatch Division, Utah Surf finished 6-0-4. Good ball down the pitch, trying to make moves. Nielsen sends the ball to the side. Shot deflected, and it goes wide. Corner kick for the Legacy. And the Torrent lucked out there as the ball deflected off the defender, Champagne. Hopma went to her left. Champagne knocked it to Hopma's right. There was nothing that Hopma was going to be able to do if that one got inside the post. Fortunately for the Torrent, it goes wide of the mark. However, because of the contact by Champagne, we have a corner kick here for the Legacy. Over the top, headed just wide of the goal to the near side. Well, the Legacy have come out firing in this one early on. Torrent do restart quickly. Near side, Stanchik. Two very top-heavy divisions, we will say that. FC Milwaukee Torrent, well challenged by the Bavarians in 2 matches, but with the likes of Chicago Kicks SC and the still growing Milwaukee City AFC, not necessarily posing a lot of competition in the matches that the Torrent played against them. The Torrent finished against Chicago Kicks, got a 6-1 victory. Similarly, we talked about the Land of the Lakes Conference. You had St. Croix Legacy, you had Salvo SC, and you had Minnesota Thunder. All close to the top of that conference, so, or a division, we should say. So it's something where you get these teams that now they get to face worthy competition, and it's an equal match. And so far here, away from home, even in the darkness of this late night here in Milwaukee, St. Croix Legacy have not been intimidated. However, that goes off the foot of Hadley Johnson. The attempted clearance goes off the top of her foot, has some backspin, goes over the goal line, and we will have a corner kick for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Corner kick cleared away by St. Croix. We'll have a throw in for FC Milwaukee Torrent. We are receiving word, just getting an update here, that Oklahoma City won the Midwest Conference Championship match. They came back from down 2-0 to claim a 3-2 victory, and as a result, they will get to host the Central Region Championship, the 4 teams that come out of the Lone Star, Midwest, Mountain, and North Lakes. So congratulations to Oklahoma City FC coming out of the Heartland Division of the Midwest Conference. 4 regions in the WPSL as well, so whoever comes away from that, of course, we hosted here in Milwaukee a few years ago. So a nice privilege for Oklahoma City AFC, as they will get to bring in teams from the North Lakes, the Lone Star, and the Mountain Conference. Not that they haven't been celebrating plenty in Oklahoma City lately. Shot by the Torrent, tipped up into the air. Second opportunity for the Torrent. No, collected by Hadley Johnson. Outstanding work by Johnson to not only knock that shot up in the air, but knock it up directly into a spot where only she could pull it down, still on the ground. That ball went straight up and then straight down into her arms. First touch for Kenzie Jacobson doesn't result in possession. However, after the second ball and a number of subsequent second balls, Torrent get possession. Stanchik, near side, makes a move, gets by Jacobson. Looking for Wojcik, can't find her. Challenge. Our referee tonight is Ryan Shanklin. Haven't mentioned his name yet until the 17th minute. However, Shanklin says it is a throw-in for the Legacy. Legacy have had a few opportunities here early on. Torrent had a good chance just a couple minutes ago. Still 0-0. If you're just tuning in now, you might be thinking, why are we only in the 17th minute? 54-minute lightning delay prior to this match, which is already slated to have a late start of 8:30. Wherever you may be watching, put some coffee on. Stay up a little late, watch some soccer. Hey, you're probably watching fireworks tomorrow night or on the 4th. Staying up late anyhow. Long weekend. Get it started a little bit early here. This conference championship on the line. Torrent again through the back, play it around to the far side. Skinner Barrett. She'll play it back towards the near side. Torrent look to reverse the pitch. Comes over to the near side. Greta Hansen. Hansen, ball to the middle. Couple options there. It's taken by Wojcik. Adamson reverses to the right foot. Bending shot just beyond the far post. All of a sudden, the Torrent now starting to get a couple opportunities. Adamson with the good look. Just couldn't put enough curl on it on this humid night here in Milwaukee. And again, we are seeing some of the contrast in styles here. Legacy, you can see they've got great speed. Love to get out on the counter. Love to try and get numbers, get you forward. And it's a good approach, too, against this Torrent side, which, again, is a little bit more organized, a little bit more tiki-taka, if you will. Likes to make short passes, likes to hold possession, likes to work things from the wings, plays those low crosses, really forces you to continually defend. No first touch for Adamson. However, Skinner Barrett is able to chase it down. Ashlyn Skinner Barrett. Left-footed pass. Couple touches. Good run. Edge of the 18. Centered. Not there for Kelbell. Legacy are able to get it outside the box. Send it to the wing. And they will try and work that wing. Ball played to midfield. Greta Hansen controls. Torrent work back the other direction. Looking for a running Skinner Barrett. That through ball goes through everybody and will go all the way through to the back fence. Goal kick for the Legacy. 20th minute of the match. FC Milwaukee Torrent and St. Croix Legacy showing what they can do early on. There have not been a dearth of opportunities thus far. Or a dearth, if you will. However you choose to pronounce it. Both teams have had their chances early in this contest. However, no one has been able to hit pay dirt just yet. Mentioned the surface here, artificial surface. With that little bit of rain, it drains real fast, and we do mean real fast. And I've had the opportunity to see a number of those WIAA State High School Championships here where we have had rain. Looking for an opportunity. Edge of the 18, tripped up in the boxes. Kelbell And we will get a penalty kick for FC Milwaukee Torrent. A tough call for Ryan Shanklin. Their legs got caught up. It might not have even been intentional. However, Kelbell clearly taken down as she tried to make her way forward to the ball and definitely inside the 18. So now, from 12 yards away, Kelbell to the spot. It would come in the 21st minute. Layla Kelbell versus Hadley Johnson. With the right foot, Kelbell, shot saved. Second opportunity, that is on and in. Goal number 1 of the match belongs to FC Milwaukee Torrent. Layla Kelbell stopped on the PK, but with the finish on the rebound. And the Torrent take a 1-0 advantage. We're going to stand corrected on that. It looked like both Kelbell came forward and Adamson. I believe it was Adamson that got the contact to score the goal. So we're going to change that goal to Tatum Adamson.
First FC Milwaukee Torrent goal.
As she came in from the left side.
16, Tatum Adamson.
Indeed, it was Adamson that came up. Adamson very quick to get to the ball. We were slightly obscured there by Ryan Shanklin. A little tough to tell, and we will get a text certainly from Andy Davi if we are not correct on that one. So it was Layla. Okay, it was Layla Kelbell as we watch it back here. I to be honest with you, I can't see actually foot make contact with the ball even on replay. And I'm from at a very similar angle with the camera. So we are getting confirmation from the other side of the pitch. It was Layla Kelbell with the finish.
Correction. First FC Milwaukee Torrent goal by number 7, Layla Kelbell.
But it does come in the 21st minute, and you know what? Whoever scored it, the Torrent are on top 1-0. Ultimately, it was Kelbell that was able to create the opportunity by getting taken down in the box as she tried to make her way wide. Now Kelbell coming up and challenging Hadley Johnson, forcing her to send it away across the touchline on the far side. This will be a throw-in for FC Milwaukee Torrent, as the Torrent have been energized by that goal early on in this contest. Kelbell on the PK tried to go to her own left. Keeper read it well. Did not overdive, made the save, but then the rebound was there. Looking for a ball to the near side, and Wojcik not there at first. Now Stanchik, not well marked, right at the edge of the box, knocked out by the keeper, not once but twice. Hadley Johnson, and we'll get a whistle and a foul as the Torrent tripped over Hadley Johnson as she just stuck up an arm and swatted the second one away. And all of a sudden, the Torrent just surrounding the goal and creating issues for the Legacy with this 1-0 advantage. Always tough, though, as a keeper. So we get a whistle and a foul against the Legacy. Oftentimes, it's not the first save. If you cannot parry the ball outside the box, you can create issues for yourself. And Hadley Johnson made the save on the PK, but left the ball basically right in front of her. And not only that, it came off her with a little bit of pace, too. With her diving, she goes to the ground. She's not necessarily in a position to recover. Great work by Adamson to charge in. Kelbell also recognizing that she had the opportunity with the rebound. Kelbell's the one that gets the finish. And the Torrent collect that first goal. Good ball played to the outside. Wilson. Cross. Little side foot action. And that goes in. Ashlyn Skinner Barrett Torrent now up 2-0. It comes in the 25th.
Second FC Milwaukee Torrent goal, number 22, Ashlyn Skinner Barrett.
We talk about low crosses. Maya Wilson's the one that delivers it from the near side. One touch for Skinner Barrett. And the Torrent are now up 2-0. Talk about flipping the script. St. Croix Legacy had the better of the opportunities in the first 20 minutes of this match. But once that clock ticked over to the 21st minute, the Torrent have just taken control of this one and have found the way to finish not once but twice. Looked like Hadley Johnson got a piece of it, but couldn't get enough of it to send it beyond the far post. And Skinner Barrett, so fast. (2-0) FC Milwaukee Torrent. We have seen this before, though. And it is certainly not like St. Croix Legacy didn't have those quality opportunities in the first 20 minutes. They say a 2-0 lead, or any two-goal lead, is the most dangerous in all of association football. Torrent cannot rest on their laurels. Speaking of which, Amara Smith. Solo on the dribble to the right side, takes a shot. Hotma is there. And there you see the speed of Amara Smith. Anna Champagne kept up with her most of the way. But Smith was able to get the right-footed shot off with a narrow window. Couldn't put an angle on Hotma. Hotma lined up perfectly and was able to fall on it. Now the Torrent coming back the other direction. Wojcik to the far side. Skinner Barrett, the goal scorer, on the second FC Milwaukee Torrent goal. Left-footed pass towards the middle. Good challenge. Skinner Barrett gets it back on the second ball. Sends a square ball to the near side. Hansen. Wilson. Hernandez, far side. Skinner Barrett again. Skinner Barrett makes a move towards the goal line, sends a low cross, looking for Kelbell. She can't get a foot on it. Second try. Not there for Stanchik. Deflected away. Legacy cannot clear, though. Stanchik plays the ball towards the edge of the 6. Sent away by the Legacy. Now the Torrent just peppering the Legacy with opportunities, one after another. Ball played from distance, this time by Adamson. Hadley Johnson is there. What a turn of events over the course of the last 9 minutes of this match. Goals for the Torrent in the 21st and 25th minutes. After the Legacy, very close to striking a number of times in the first 20 minutes of this contest. Can't really call it home turf for FC Milwaukee Torrent since this is not their primary facility, with Hart Park undergoing some renovations. But here on home turf, FC Milwaukee Torrent, familiar territory. If you are a soccer player in Milwaukee, more than likely you have spent some time here at Southeast Sales Power Sports Stadium at some point. And with so many of the Torrent players having played at schools that have been to the WIAA Girls State Soccer Championships, for instance, Lauren Hernandez played for the Lions of New Berlin Eisenhower. They were state champions a couple years ago. Substitutions come on for FC Milwaukee Torrent. A little tougher to see him from where we're at over here with the late night lighting and the fact that we are on the opposite side of the field from where these substitutes come in. Did see Kate Downs come on. She's the one who plays the ball to the near side to Stanchik. Stanchik Cross is cleared for the moment. Torrent will try and win a second ball. They do win a second ball. Stanchik, cross over the top, headed by the Torrent, saved by Hadley Johnson. Nice run through the middle for the Torrent. Maya Wilson was there, but Hadley Johnson had time to get underneath it. Speaking of Kate Down, she gets knocked down in the process of trying to play that goal, or that ball by Hadley Johnson to midfield. Ball is sent to the near side. Throw in for the Torrent. Stanchik. Headed at first by Savannah Stockness. Mentioned Bemidji State. She is a Bemidji State representative. Controlled by the Legacy. Played out. Smith couldn't control it. Throw in for the Torrent. Another Torrent substitute steps to midfield. That is also a new face on for St. Croix Legacy. Callie Twamanen. Shot. Deflected. Goal. St. Croix Legacy. Hopma saves the first shot, but the Legacy score on the second. It comes in the 32nd minute. Well, the Legacy have gotten one back. Appears as though that was Amara Smith. She has been threatening all night long.
St. Croix Legacy goal number 2, Amara Smith.
And now she strikes in the 32nd minute. Well, we said, folks, the Torrent could not rest on their laurels. And guess what? The Legacy finally found fruit. Came on the counter. The first shot was taken by Ren Vandewakker, so she will get credit for an assist on that goal, with it having come off of Hopma's gloves. And that is now the second of the 3 goals tonight that has been the result of a rebound off of the keeper. Now, I say this saying it's much easier said than done, but I work a goalkeeper camp every year up in Stevens Point, the world's largest youth goalkeeper camp, Stan Anderson's Camp Shutout. And one of the things that is discussed in Camp Shutout is the idea that if you are not going to collect the ball, if it is not a ball that you can catch, one of the things that they try to preach at that camp is the idea, if you can, to parry the ball, as that is a low cross played through the middle. Collected by the Legacy as the Torrent can't find a runner to connect with that low cross from Skinner Barrett. Turning over the ball is Stanchik. Her cross. Hernandez sent to the outside. Skinner Barrett again. This time it'll be a higher cross headed. Legacy will look to counter again. But that idea of parrying the ball as Smith plays that ball wide, it will be chased down by Vandewakker, who had the shot that started the sequence that resulted in the first St. Croix goal. Vandewakker, ball to the near side, momentarily unmarked. That shot will go up and over the crossbar. And the Legacy are answering back now that we're into the 35th minute. Shot taken by Brianna Henneman, forward out of Forest Lake, Minnesota. Talked about that St. Kate's presence on the St. Croix Legacy side. She is part of it. Now, I say that again, saying much easier said than done. Objective number 1 is stop the shot. And oftentimes, just that part of the process when you're diving in motion, if the ball has some knuckle on it, has some pace, difficult enough. And you certainly hope that your defenders are coming back to help you out. Nice little dummy by Kelbell, and she will turn. Head the other direction. She's got a couple runners. She'll play the ball wide to Skinner Barrett. Edge of the 18. Tried to make a move, but the ball was taken off her feet. Outstanding defense for the Legacy. Good ball forward. Smith. Working on Champagne, as she has done. Champagne able to get her off the ball momentarily. Three players collide. And we'll get the whistle in the foul. They will call it against Smith for being too aggressive in the box. Torrent fortunate there as yet again the Legacy out on the run. As we get some substitutions here for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Addison Stanchik comes off, as well as Maya Wilson. Coming on for the Torrent, over to the near side, that is Sydney Dulac. Also, Josie Bita on for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Marquette product. Torrent, speaking of Bita, she will take it at the edge of the 18. Plays a cross over the top. Kelbell header saved by Johnson. Josie Bita, a big part of last year's FC Milwaukee Torrent side. Haven't talked about her much this year, out of Downers Grove, Illinois. Out there now for the Torrent. On as a substitute here in the final 10 minutes of this first half. Entertaining first half of soccer that has produced 3 goals. One off a rebound on a PK. One on a one-touch ball by Ashlyn Skinner Barrett. And then one off a rebound off of a shot by Ren Vandewakker, finished by Amara Smith. Cross, tough header, popped in the air without much pace. It'll go across the face of the goal. Hadley Johnson will be able to slow things down and chase it down for the Legacy. That was Dulac, who might want to get that one back in her head, because had she got just a little bit more of an angle on that ball, she did have a lot of the face of the goal in front of her, but instead could not get it towards goal. Torrent will try and get possession off of the punt. Ball comes to the near side. Last touched by the Legacy. Throw in for the Torrent. Looked like it was Annabelle Hillstrom for the Legacy, who last put a foot on that one, and Hillstrom will now come off the pitch. Substitute coming on for Legacy. Torrent still with possession. The substitution for Legacy is Marissa Bonilla. Approaching the 40-minute mark in this match. We tick over into the 40th minute. FC Milwaukee Torrent up a goal on St. Croix Legacy, 2-1. Action-packed first half as mentioned. Ball to the far side, Skinner Barrett. Bita crosses over, Skinner Barrett, low cross into the box. Taken away by the Legacy. Smith gets one touch on the ball, a little too heavy. Will be played forward by the Torrent. Skinner Barrett had that second goal for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Plays it to the middle. Adamson. Adamson left-footed, deflected. Hadley Johnson chases it down before surrendering a corner. It seems like every time both teams have the ball around the 18, they're getting off quality opportunities. No disrespect to the backs for both of these teams. Goodness knows the back line for FC Milwaukee Torrent has long been a strength for this organization. Some quality play over the ball thus far tonight, though. Torrent always organized. Particularly in the last 20 minutes, they have looked especially strong over the ball. However, the Legacy, as we saw, dangerous on the counter. Substitution for the Legacy. I believe that's Vandewalker coming off. Although now heading towards the St. Croix Legacy bench, it's Kenzie Jacobson. Coming on for Legacy, Kylie Albert. She's from just across the Mississippi River in New Richmond, Wisconsin, attending Northern State. A few New Richmond players on this roster, and when we mention that the St. Croix Legacy are just west of the Mississippi River, we mean just west of the Mississippi River, as in you could probably walk to the Mississippi River from where the Legacy do most of their training. North and east of Minneapolis, St. Paul. And a lot of folks, I think, when they think of the Twin Cities, think of Minneapolis and St. Paul as being right on the river. They're actually a little bit west of the Mississippi River, believe it or not. The downtowns, if you will, of those Twin Cities. That's a good ball forward. Beta threads the needle, finds Kelbell. Edge of the 18. Kelbell, 1v1 with the defender. Shifts to the right foot. Wanted a better ball. Tried to play a square ball, found two defenders in front of her. Albert to the middle. Taken away by the Torrent. Downs. Forward to Hernandez, out wide, Skinner Barrett. Back to Hernandez. Kelbell, edge of the 18. Heavy first touch. Thought she had a teammate coming over. Instead had to try and chase it down herself. It's taken away by the Legacy. We mentioned that with the benches and the fourth official on the far side of the pitch, determining the amount of added time is going to be a difficult procedure tonight. I got 1 out of 2 right in the men's match earlier today. However, trying to interpret hand signals this far away, if they are not very intentional, is sometimes something that is not the easiest from this distance, even with the mini binocs that we got on this side. That's a ball played a little bit too far forward across the goal line. Goal kick for the Legacy. So we are now in the 44th minute. We should have an indication of stoppage time at some point here. Should have at least 1 or 2 minutes with 3 goals on the board here. But yes, the Legacy do their training at Lucy Winton Bell Athletic Field. That is in St. Croix Beach, Minnesota. Greetings to all of you in St. Croix Beach who are watching tonight's broadcast. And to give you an idea, if you go due east 1 1/3 miles, you will hit the St. Croix River, which is a tributary of the Mississippi River. Throw in deep in the attacking half for St. Croix. They'll get another throw. Not as deep. Through ball. No one was looking for it. Offside flag goes up. Looks like we're going to have 1 minute of stoppage time. Haven't really dealt with any injuries, have had no bookings in this first half, so
The referees indicated 1 minute of added time. 1 minute.
we'll go with 1 minute. We will hope that that is somewhat accurate. Smith touches the ball to her left. Haven't mentioned Amara Smith since she got that goal earlier. Torrent will now go on the counter in the opposite direction. Champagne. A lot of contact. She was looking for a foul call. Nothing there. Ball further forward. This will get inside the 18. It will be collected by Hopma, the keeper. Did see a flash overhead, hoping that is not more lightning. We'll say, with it being so close to the 4th of July, certainly that must have been fireworks, right? We get the whistle now from Ryan Shanklin. He will point to the center circle, and that will be the end of the first half. However, an outstanding first half. Goals for the Torrent in the 21st and 25th minutes. Although the Legacy answered in the 32nd, and that is why this North Lakes Conference Championship match has the Torrent up on the Legacy 2-1 as we head to halftime. We will see, too, if we will have an abbreviated halftime tonight with the lightning delay. It is possible they may choose to shorten this halftime in order to ensure that we will get this match in at a reasonable hour. However, what we are going to do is we are going to take pause here on the broadcast. When we come back, we will have second half action in this North Lakes Conference Championship match. The Torrent get a PK in the 21st minute. They don't score on the PK, but Layla Kelbel answers after the penalty kick was stopped and scores. Then, Ashlyn Skinner-Barrett, just a few minutes later, finishes on a cross from Maya Wilson to make it 2-0 for the Torrent. But the Legacy do get a goal. Amara Smith off the rebound from a shot by Ren Vandewalker in the 32nd minute. That's why it's 2-1. We are at the half. This is FC Milwaukee Torrent Women's Soccer. Welcome back to Southeast Sales Power Sports Stadium here at Eline Soccer Park. And what you are looking at right now is a fairly empty pitch, at least on one half of it. During halftime, another storm cell rolled through. It was a quick-moving storm cell, but unfortunately, it did also have some lightning with it. So we are experiencing another lightning delay. Now, interestingly, while FC Milwaukee Torrent had the rain roll through and decided to hustle themselves back inside the main building here, the indoor facility at Eline Soccer Park, the St. Croix Legacy all huddled inside of their dugout, waited out the rain and the lightning, and they are now back out on the pitch. And really, the rain, for all intents and purposes, has come to a stop again. We're looking out the window here, and you can probably hear me actually sliding a window open and looking underneath the lights that are less than a month old here at Southeast Sales Power Sports Stadium, just installed for the WIAA Girls Soccer State Championships that happened a few weeks ago. Not really seeing any rain falling in front of those lights right now, so it was that quick of a storm cell that passed through. But with that lightning, you do have to wait another 30 minutes. Now, we do have some representatives here from the WPSL, and one of the things that they informed us, the match becomes official, first off, if one half of soccer is played and that qualification has been met. But secondly, it also becomes official if you cannot restart the match within a 3-hour window from the original start time. Now remember, the original start time for this match was 8:30 p.m. So that means that we would have to restart the match before 11:30 p.m. Now, right now, it is close to 10:30 p.m., so there is still quite the window in which to get this match restarted. And with that storm cell having moved through, we are hopeful that we will be able to restart this match after we are done with this lightning delay. However, that is something to keep in mind as we make our way deep into the night here in Milwaukee. So, again, FC Milwaukee Torrent has gone back into the locker room. We did have a few flashes of lightning, so we do have to wait for that to clear the requisite 10 miles. St. Croix Legacy is out on the pitch right now, and they're just kind of lingering at the moment. No particular danger at this point, but again, we do have to wait the requisite half hour for the lightning to clear. And we are starting to get into the window where, while it is not a consideration just yet, we are starting to think about just how long this match is taking and whether or not it will be able to restart if another storm cell does pass through. And there are a couple other ones that are at least popping up here and there throughout the state of Wisconsin. So we'll see how this goes. But what we're going to do is we're going to take you back to our static screen in just a few moments here. Well, we will leave it on this view of midfield, but there's no need for you to hear me drone on about the weather and whatever else is on my mind right now. So we will go mute for a while. But when we do have an update on when things will get started again, we will pass that along. And, of course, once we do get started with the second half, and the expectation is that we will get started with that second half, you know, even with Torrent up 2-1 right now, and this is a Torrent broadcast, you know what? We are, of course, of the thought that we want to win this thing in full time. You know, it's a championship match. It's two very good sides. The Legacy came all the way down from, again, close to the Twin Cities. The goal is to get a full match in. And by every stretch of the imagination, our hope is that we can get that full match in. So, you know, we're hoping that this can get back underway sometime soon. But for the time being, for everyone's safety, we are under a lightning delay again as part of halftime. We had mentioned that we were hoping to have an abbreviated halftime. Instead, we will have an extended halftime. Nonetheless, we will give you an update when we have one as to the status of the remainder of this match and when we will get things going again. So, again, 2-1 halftime. Match was delayed by 54 minutes with a lightning delay at the start of the match. Match is delayed again as part of halftime as a result of more lightning in the area. But when we come back, hopefully, we will have the second half of this North Lakes Conference Championship match. Again, 2-1 at the half in a lightning delay. This is FC Milwaukee Torrent Women's Soccer. So as you can see, the teams are back, and what we have been told here in the box, and in these sorts of situations, it is a fluid thing sometimes in terms of where we get information from, how we can get information, all of those pieces. What we have been told is that the Milwaukee Kickers Soccer Club, which is in charge of Eline Soccer Park, has asked that we try and finish tonight's match prior to 11:30. It is a facility standard, if you will, part of the facility rules and agreements. So, with the time of day being 10:35 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the thought is by starting the second half now, you have 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. You get 20 more minutes. That allows for upwards of 10 minutes of other action that may occur, stoppages, however it may be, injuries. So the teams have been trying their best to stay loose. As mentioned, St. Croix Legacy did stay out here on the pitch through the rain that came down. FC Milwaukee Torrent made their way inside the building. They probably had a chance to use one of the indoor fields, or at least some of the area between the indoor fields if they were occupied, to do some of their warm-up work. The teams are kicking it about right now. And our hope is, in a few minutes, we are going to get things restarted again here so that we can abide by the hopes and wishes of the Kickers and Eline Soccer Park to get this match completed before 11:30 p.m. Awkward situation, as it sometimes can be when you have these sorts of weather issues. But everyone doing the best they can. Of course, first priority is safety, but as you can see with the storm clearly out of the way and lightning gone, we can even see the moon again in the sky. That's how much the cloud cover has cleared up. So while you may see a few drips of water coming down in front of the camera screen every so often, those are just coming off of the roof because it was a heavy rain, and you can still see some of the shine of the moisture on the pavement in front of us here at Southeast Sales Power Sports Stadium. It did come down hard and heavy for a while during halftime. I know we had the halftime graphic up, but you'll have to take our word for it. And again, the pavement may look shiny, but again, this field, and I have seen some miracles here in terms of how quickly this surface has dried at the WIA State Soccer Championships. There have been times this pitch has been darn near flooded when we've gotten here, when there's been heavy rains, and within the framework of a half an hour, you will see puddles disappear. You will see the pitch come to basically be perfectly dry, and it's part of the makeup of these artificial surfaces now that they are able to drain quite well, and they have taken great care here at Eline to make sure that this is a championship caliber artificial pitch. So everything appears to be in order. The teams now are just kind of getting set to get things underway here. The St. Croix Legacy bench calls over one practice ball that was out on the pitch. The teams were just kind of, again, kicking it about amongst each other. So it looks like we are ready to go for the second half. Legacy will kick off. They will move from our right to our left. They are wearing the gray kits with the gold numerals. FC Milwaukee Torrent, again, 2 goals in the first half, wearing the blue kits, light blue on top, dark blue on bottom, with black socks for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Ryan Schenklin, our referee, takes one step inside the center circle. Legacy kicks off, and we are back underway in the second half as we try and get the remainder of this match in before 11:30. Although goodness knows, Milwaukee, we talked about the Schlitz legacy here, with this being Eline Soccer Park, the Eline family being the family behind the Schlitz Brewing Company when they were in Milwaukee. Ball played to the near side, Skinner Barrett. This match may end before 11:30, but, you know, bar time in Milwaukee is 2:30, so still plenty of time to maybe go out and have a beverage after this one is done. The question, though, is who will be toasting a North Lakes Conference championship after this contest. Right now, it's FC Milwaukee Torrent with that 2-1 advantage. Feels like it was quite a while ago. Layla Kelbell got the first goal after she got a penalty kick. It was saved, but she was able to score on the rebound. Then it was Ashlyn Skinner-Barrett scoring on a nice cross from Maya Wilson in the 25th minute. The Kelbell goal came in the 21st. Lola Wojcik at the edge of the 18. Ball is taken off her foot and cleared away. Looking to counter the Legacy. Ball played forward, looking for Smith. She is surrounded by 3 Torrent defenders. Champagne gets her foot on the ball, but it's taken away from her. Deflected towards goal to the end line. Not a second opportunity there for the Legacy. Hopma did just enough. Low cross not there. Now the Torrent will look to counter. Adamson quickly on the run. Has a streaking Ashlyn Skinner-Barrett to her right. Instead sends it over to the left side. That is Stanchik. Crosses over, edge of the 18. Couple touches for the Torrent. Ball played back. Taken away from Adamson. Now the Legacy will look to counter. Vandewalker. She had the assist on the lone Legacy goal in the first half. Deflected. Henneman. To Smith, who is offside. Flag goes up. Got some updates on everything else that went on in the Central region from our WPSL representative who understandably made his way up to the box and was hiding from the weather conditions at halftime. But, yeah, we apparently have the 3 other teams decided for the Central region. Austin Rise FC will represent the Lone Star Division. FC Dallas Women were 3 points back of Austin Rise. Their last match was lightninged out, somewhat ironically, given the conditions we are dealing with here tonight. But FC Dallas Women also opted out of moving forward into the postseason, so Austin Rise will represent the Lone Star Division. In the Midwest Conference, great showdown between Oklahoma City FC and Lou Fuse Athletic. They were down 2-0 in the 60th minute and came back to win 3-2. So Oklahoma City FC, again, will represent the Midwest Conference and will get to host. In the Mountain Conference, Northern Colorado Reign were the side that was able to get the advantage and would represent the Mountain Conference, but they have also opted out. That means that there will be a wild card team, and this is not official, but we are told that there is a good chance that it will be Union Kansas City out of the Midwest Conference. It is oftentimes a team chosen from the host conference, and with Oklahoma City coming out of the Midwest Conference, Union Kansas City is likely to be the next one up. So those are the other 3 teams that will be heading to the Central Region semifinals. The 4th team will be the winner of this match. Right now, if the result holds, that will be FC Milwaukee Torrent as they have the 2-1 advantage in the 50th minute. Skinner-Barrett. Wilson plays the ball back. Hernandez to the far side. Hansen. To the middle and Wojcik. Lots of Torrent blue kits getting a touch on the ball on this possession. Crossover move. 2 Legacy defenders collapse. They clear it away. Torrent maintain possession, though. And this is what the Torrent will do. We talk about the speed of the Legacy getting down the pitch. Torrent, they like to try and break you down. They make short, effective passes. They find the open player. They possess. And then when the opportunity opens up, it is often of quality, and the Torrent often capitalize. You see it right there. Opportunity for Adamson to step. No, she wants to keep shape. And as you can see there, Torrent able to disrupt and now try and go the other direction. And the thing is, if you are an opposing team and you do not keep shape against FC Milwaukee Torrent, you will be in trouble. That'll be a whistle and a foul against the Legacy. It'll go against Vandewalker. Torrent will play it to the near side. Reversing direction is Adamson. Sends the ball further to the middle. Wilson, touch over the top. Legacy are really crowding the middle right now. As much as the Torrent like to play the ball to the wings, right now the Torrent spending a lot of time in the middle and a lot of Legacy bodies there. Skinner Barrett out wide. Trying to make a move. See if she'll send a cross with the right foot. She does, but that cross goes into the side of the goal. Goal kick for the Legacy. Mention that the Torrent, 4 straight division championships, but have only made it to that regional semifinal level 1 of the last 3 times they have been division champions. Good turn over the ball. Adamson. Torrent trying to make it 2 trips in 3 years. Of course, the first time, Torrent actually hosted the regional semifinals and finals. Whistle and a foul. This will be a set piece for the Torrent. Wojcik will be the one to set it down. Let's see if the Torrent have something off the training ground here. 53rd minute. Torrent will send 5, now a 6th attacking player, over to the left side. All of them head towards goal, headed towards goal, tipped up in the air, second header, on and in. Was she onside? No, she was not. Goal disallowed. Flag went up in the corner, and the Torrent are denied a 3rd goal. In those situations where you get that header, it is common for the defenders to freeze, watch things, and oftentimes, as a result, you end up with a player that is a couple steps too far forward. Chance for the Torrent came in the 54th minute, but the Torrent offside, despite the fact they got a good shot on goal, but then we're offside on the rebound. That would have been the 3rd goal off of a keeper rebound tonight. One came on a PK. The other was the lone goal for the Legacy after Ren Vandewakker took a shot. Kate Hopma knocked it down, but Amara Smith was able to clean up. This is still a 1-goal match. And while the Torrent had that opportunity there, they cannot let up. This has been a match that has had some movements in flow, if you will. First 20 minutes of this match, the best opportunities belong to St. Croix Legacy. Then for 10 minutes of the match, FC Milwaukee Torrent, chance after chance, and they capitalized on 2 of them. Late in the half, Legacy seemed to get a little bit of their groove back. Now, all of a sudden, here in the second half, Torrent have had a lot of possession. That's a cross. Cleared once. Second time up in the air. Torrent looking for a second ball at the edge of the 18, just inside the D. That's a ball played towards goal. Lola Wojcik with the right foot. Hatley Johnson knocks it down. It has been a match where there has been momentum that has swung from side to side. Of course, Legacy were able to capitalize with that goal in the 32nd minute. They're looking for an equalizer. Torrent want to keep on holding them down and maybe build that advantage back up to 2 again. Far side. Off the clearance, Torrent recollect. They'll play it all the way back to Hopman, the keeper. Nice dummy by Skinner Barrett. However, there was just enough angle on the ball that it ends up going over the touchline. Throw in for Legacy. Throw in will be made by Brianna Henneman. We will also get a substitute here for St. Croix Legacy. Coming into the match and immediately getting her head on the ball is Bella Meyer. She returns. A St. Thomas Tommy out of Hastings, Minnesota. Shot. Save for Hopma. Straight off the substitution for the Legacy. They're able to create an opportunity. Edge of the 18. Clear look at goal. Hopma able to cover it. Ball played back by Hinsey. Now it'll be the Legacy working through the back. Hadley Johnson. Pressure applied by the Torrent. Layla Kelbell had the first goal, working hard. Legacy, far side. Ball played back towards the middle. Now they will look to try and build. Legacy taking a page out of the Torrent's book here as they play the ball to midfield. Now they go over the top looking for Smith. This is a little more of what we expect out of the Legacy. Smith plays across to the near side. Coming off her line is Hopma. It took a tougher angle than Hopma thought it would, but Hopma fortunate that that ball goes over the goal line as she has to fight off a Legacy striker in order to ensure that she can get a goal kick. That was Vandewalker on the near side. We've talked a lot about Smith through the match, but Vandewalker had the assist on the goal, and the St. Olaf player, Ren Vandewalker, Minneapolis native, she has been a key component for this Legacy attack as well, and you can tell that she and Smith work very well together as a tandem. Skinner Barrett plays a ball forward looking for Wilson. It is controlled by Hinsey. She plays it back into the box, sent back out to Hinsey. Hinsey over to the far side. Wojcik wanted a better touch on that, but she's still able to possess. From the back, Torrent will settle. Hernandez to the far side. Hansen. Torrent looking for a cross. Couple moves. Third move. Second defender comes over. Edge of the 18. There's your right-footed cross. Headed away from goal. Skinner Barrett will chase it down on the goal line. Sent to the touchline. But they will call a foul as Skinner Barrett made contact as the ball was cleared. Legacy will get a second opportunity with a free kick here. '60th minute. Right now, the two FC Milwaukee Torrent goals in the 21st and 25th minutes are holding up, but only by a thread. This has been an outstanding match. Everything you would expect out of a conference championship tilt. The top half of the Land of the Lakes division. Salvo, Minnesota Thunder, this Legacy side. Every one of those matches was a battle. Some high-scoring affairs, too. Already 3 goals in this one. Layla Kelbell had one of them. Flag goes up. They say the Kelbell was out ahead of the defense. Legacy saw it, called for it, got the flag. Ryan Schenklin, our official tonight, agrees. Off the free kick, though, Torrent able to get it back quickly. Wojcik. She'll play it back. She'll take it again. Challenged. Possession taken away by the Legacy. Ball played forward. No touch for the Torrent and Adamson. Ball played to the near side. Vandewalker sends it further to the near side, and Henneman. Henneman, 3 touches, knocks a defender over, incidental contact. Hinsey. Ball to the middle, and Vandewalker moving over there. Now a ball played towards Smith, rattles around between her 2 legs, but she is able to control. She'll take a shot, parried over the bar by Hopma. Hopma looking like Superwoman, puts it up and over the top of the bar. Substitution for the Torrent. That is Sydney Ballas coming off. Corner kick to come for the Legacy. Far side, deflected towards goal. Looked like that might have come off of one of the Torrent defenders, but Hopma is there. She quickly restarts the attack, heading in the other direction. Ball played over the top, looking for Skinner Barrett. Coming on, by the way, for FC Milwaukee Torrent, Sophia Balistreri. Talk about teams that have had success here at the WIAA State Girls Soccer Championships. The Muskego Warriors, 4 straight Division I WIAA State Championships. Balistreri, a Muskego alum, also a UNI Panther. Muskego's program has engaged in a hostile takeover of Division I in the WIAA ranks for so many years. Yeah, they did not lose a game this year. They did have a draw, but they have just dominated the last 4 seasons in a very tough Classic 8 conference too. And Andy Davi even mentioned that Catholic Memorial, the Division III state champions, gave up an early goal to Muskego and then held them down, which says a lot about Catholic Memorial's program, which very different programs, no doubt. Catholic Memorial, a private school, Muskego, a public school. Muskego, a larger institution as well, also a much larger soccer team, one of the larger varsity rosters you will find here at the state championships year to year, whereas Andy Davi with a much more limited-sized roster coming out of Catholic Memorial in the D3 ranks. But it says a lot about the Catholic Memorial program, and we talk a lot on the broadcast here, and great programs across both Wisconsin and Minnesota, and certainly from the Minnesota area. But, Whitefish Bay, Oregon near Madison is opportunity here for Henneman. Couldn't get a strike on from the edge of the 18. It's played back. Possession is held on to by the Legacy. Hinsey, they'll play it around to the far side. Maya Wilson and Layla Kelbel trying to give trouble to the backs for the Legacy. This is something the Torrent will do. They will apply pressure to the defenders when they try and play ball through the back. And as you can see, it results in a pass where the Torrent are able to take possession. Played to the near side. Wojcik tries to send a ball forward. It is headed back, but it is controlled by Hernandez. Near side, Skinner Barrett. We say her name so much during FC Milwaukee Torrent broadcast. That'll be sent out. Corner kick, FC Milwaukee Torrent. Henneman all over the pitch. She's the one who knocks it out over the goal line. She will take position on the near post. Hadley Johnson in the middle of it all, the keeper for the Legacy. Corner kick will come from Kelbel, who had the first goal for the Torrent. That does not stay entirely over the goal line. It does curl back over the goal line, but it goes out first. As a result, it will be a goal kick for the Legacy. Substitute coming on for the Torrent. That will be Haley Christensen coming on. Christensen. Marquette Golden Eagle. Replaces Addison Stanchik. Originally from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Skinner Barrett in the corner. Momentarily held up by the defender. Still gets off the left-footed cross. That is Christensen new into the match. Sliding right-footed shot. Dangerously towards the upper right corner. But an outstanding move by Hadley Johnson, and she gets the save. Christensen, right off the bench, right into the action. But Johnson is there. 67th minute. Right now, the difference is a great ball from Maya Wilson to Ashlyn Skinner-Barrett. It came in the 25th minute. Ball played to the far side, over the top. Good ball by Vandewalker. Now Legacy will try and work the wing. Couple moves to the edge of the box. Low cross. 1v1 shot, and there is your equalizer for the Legacy. It comes in the 67th minute. Two your score. It was Ren Vandewalker. Got the turn, made a couple moves, and we are level at 2. Substitutes also come on for Legacy as well. Ren Vandewalker now with a goal and an assist in the match. She received the pass from Brianna Henneman. Torrent had an opportunity at the other end, could not capitalize. Deflected out. Off the Torrent from the defender. Back with possession, though. You will see this when you get two very good teams together sometimes. The score does not always reflect possession. In the first half, we saw St. Croix Legacy have a lot of possession and a lot of opportunities in the first 20 minutes. FC Milwaukee Torrent got the first 2 goals. Legacy did get a goal in the 32nd minute. Then in this second half, Torrent have had most of the possession, but all of a sudden, Legacy have turned it around, and they get the equalizer in the 67th minute. And now we are level at 2-2. Just wanted to consult the official replay there to confirm that it was the 67th minute. It was 66:58 on the clock. So, yes, 67th minute. We are persnickety about such things here on the broadcast. So, and no, there was no wager for me to use the word persnickety in the broadcast this evening, but we did work it in anyhow. So, it's a good night whenever I can talk about persnickety. That's a late night broadcast word. That's a word we can only use after 11 o'clock at night. Of course, it is worth noting that with this match level at 2, and with the fact that the facility has asked that we be complete by 11:30, there may have to be some discussion here about if there would even be any added time as the Torrent go on the run. Wojcik, edge of the 18, trying to make a move on the defender. Sends it towards Skinner-Barrett, but doesn't have enough angle on it. Skinner-Barrett will get it back, though, after the attempted clearance goes awry. Skinner-Barrett trying to make a move. That has been such a battle tonight between Skinner-Barrett and Henneman, who has been all over the pitch. Chance for the Torrent. Haley Christensen got a touch on it, but Hadley Johnson was there. Given the timing here, I'm wondering if there may be some discussion Is there the potential that we could just go straight to the spot if this is level at 90? There may not be any added extra time tonight because of the length of this match and the fact that the 2 lightning delays have caused this match to be as they were. Sliding challenge by Henneman. Torrent supporters wanted a foul. Referee says, nope, just a goal kick for the Legacy. We will have substitutes coming on for both sides. Wojcik will come off for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Josie Beta comes on for the Torrent. Kelly Twamanen returns for St. Croix Legacy. Saw her for a time in the first half. We will see her again in the second. Also on for the Legacy, Cecilia Emery playing on the near side. That ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for the Torrent. It would be a less than ideal situation to have to go to the spot, given the outstanding way this match has been played. And really, both sides deserve a ton of credit. This has been just a spectacular show of women's soccer. Everything you would expect from a conference championship match. But as it was, the 2 lightning delays that we have had in this match have pushed timing back such that it is possible we may have to forego added extra time. I know that our WPSL representative, who's been up with in the box with us much of the night tonight, has left, and he is heading downstairs, and he may have to talk this over and presumably may have to talk both Andy Davi, manager of FC Milwaukee Torrent, and Marcos Rodriguez, the manager of St. Croix Legacy, down if that is the case. However, there is still at least 17 minutes of football remaining in this contest, and St. Croix Legacy is trying to make a statement about maybe getting a goal before those 17 minutes are up, although Amara Smith catches the defender from behind and takes her down. We have a couple Torrent players bent over right now and going to the ground. Holding her chest, it looks like, is one of the Torrent defenders. Didn't see what happened there, but Torrent player is down. Trainer will come out onto the pitch, and it's Greta Hansen, a key component in the back line for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Really that center back that helps hold things together back there for the Torrent, and that would be a loss for the Torrent if she has to step off for any amount of time. Andy Davi, Torrent manager, now running out to check on Hansen, and hopefully it's something where she just got the wind knocked out of her. Maybe took an elbow or a forearm to the chest. That can do it sometimes, but sounds like they're looking at her arm. A little tough to tell from our position, but I'll have to see here. You know that Greta Hansen is the type who will try and do anything and everything to stay out there for FC Milwaukee Torrent. She's going to quickly trot off the pitch. We'll see if she comes back on quickly or not. Truman State University, junior biology major. Wants to attend optometry school. Shows plenty of great vision on the pitch. Will hopefully be helping others to have great vision the rest of her life as well. Action restarts. And we do see Hansen get back out onto the pitch for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Now she's going to want to hustle because Smith trying to take advantage of Hansen being off the pitch. Torrent will play the ball to the near side. We've seen Skinner Barrett try and do that before, where she will set up that little dummy to try and let the ball go through. But for the second time in this half, the ball unfortunately skitters under Skinner Barrett's legs and across the touchline. Throw in for the Legacy. Legacy can't get much out of it. It'll be a throw in now for the Torrent. Skinner Barrett will drop the ball to allow Balistreri to send it forward. Josie Bita, her long, lanky frame, sends it forward. Wilson finds Skinner Barrett. Ashlyn Skinner Barrett sends a left-footed cross, edge of the 18. Ball bounces around in the box. Dangerous ball. Not really anything the Torrent did. It went once and twice off of Legacy defenders towards the goal line. Saving it from going out for a corner kick was Hadley Johnson. But given the Torrent presence inside the 18, almost an opportunity for the Torrent. And so much of the Torrent attack is predicated on creating defensive chaos. The Torrent always so organized, but that's why you see them serve so many low crosses in. You get defenders where they get nervous about deflections. They have to make one quality touch. Otherwise, there are Torrent players there that can finish. That was an instance where it wasn't necessarily anything the Torrent did, but almost had an opportunity that came about because of the chaos that was inside the 18 for the Legacy defense. Slip and fall as the turf monster doesn't help the Torrent out there. Contact, play on, says our referee Ryan Shanklin. Emery plays the ball to the far side. Speaking of low crosses, cross to the middle. Meyer. Well marked by Hansen, back out there. This will be a ball from distance. Comes off the foot of Emery, but Hopma not only is able to get it, she plays it quickly to the near side, and Skinner Barrett. Skinner Barrett will play it down the near side. Pardon me as I turn into Porky Pig over here. Bita, fittingly after that exchange, on the near side. Cross with the right foot, looking for a streaking Kelbell. It goes over the top of her, stays on. Challenge in the corner. Torrent get it back momentarily. It is played back. Hernandez to the near side. Coming up is Balistreri. Skinner Barrett plays it towards the goal line. Can't save it. Wanted to play a ball with a little bit of pace in an effort to try and beat the defender, put a little bit too much on it. Substitutions again for both sides. It's Wilson who comes off for the Torrent. Kate Downs returns. CJ Fredko returns for the Legacy as well. That is Hansen, who will play the ball back to Hopma just outside the 18. She'll clear it back to midfield. Torrent get a couple touches, but it'll be the back line of the Legacy that will play a more solid ball forward. Looking for Skinner Barrett on the near side, played beyond her. Throw in for the Legacy. 81st minute. It has been a very evenly played match, which is why it is fitting that we have an even score line, 2-2. Skinner Barrett plays it back. Bita, headed away by Hinsey, controlled by the Torrent and Hernandez. Bita, one bounce, collected momentarily by Hadley Johnson, but again she lets it go. She is immediately challenged, but she is able to control after she goes to the ground. We are being told that given the time restraints, we would have no added extra time. If this match is level, at the end of regulation, we will go straight to the spot. Controlled by Smith. Torrent defense tries to collapse. Smith tries to cross. It bounces off of Smith as the Torrent try to clear. Sliding challenge. Torrent do get a touch. Adamson, she'll send it out over the touchline. Throw in for the Legacy. Good work by the Torrent defense to recover there, as Smith, for a couple of touches, had a decent look at goal. She decided not to take the first shot opportunity. She looked for a cross, and it wasn't there. Ball played forward by the Torrent. Two defenders there. Trying to run it down is Kelbell. Kelbell gets a touch off the keeper towards the goal line. It goes wide, and it's knocked out by the Legacy. Somehow, Kelbell got through two defenders and played a ball in the direction of the goal. However, it was not on frame. Legacy were able to clear it out. Torrent still have possession. Right-footed cross from Skinner Barrett. Still an opportunity for the Torrent after the low clearance. Turn and shoot for Bita. That goes wide of the mark. '83rd minute. We are hearing, too, that this was an agreement between Andy Dobby and Marcos Rodriguez that if we do end up in a situation where we are level at the end of the match, we have to go to the spot, we go to the spot. The only thing that is a shame here is the fact that if this match is level after 90 minutes, and that is a big if, the way this one has gone, is that we don't get the extra time of soccer, because this has been a quality match. But understandably, the restrictions of the facility and the weather that we've had tonight, it is what it is. Balistreri to the near side. Skinner Barrett. Since that second Legacy goal, Torrent have had more possession. Cleared away by the Legacy. Meyer. She wins the battle against Downs. Can't get much of a touch on the ball, though, looking to get it forward to Smith. Kelbell trying to challenge. Possession goes to the Legacy. Good ball to the middle. Fred Cove over the top, looking for Smith again, headed away. Nice little back header. Pita, she will take control off that header by Hernandez. Looking wide. Too much on it. Gets beyond Skinner Barrett. Substitute coming on for the Torrent. Christensen comes off. Believe that's Maya Wilson returning for the Torrent. Christensen did have a great look at goal earlier. We will check on this substitution, though. That may not be Wilson. It is not. It is Sydney Dulac who is back on for the Torrent. Josie Bita. Tatum Adamson didn't take the first touch, did get a second one. Bita kind of loses her footing. She was trying to make a turn on the ball, ended up stumbling a little bit. It rolls to the keeper, Hadley Johnson. Johnson with a punt to midfield. Need to the side by Emery. Speaking of Dulac, she does get a touch. However, Legacy, control. Along the wing. Downs, outrun. Ball goes over the touchline. Throw in for the Legacy. Clock ticks over into the 87th minute. Trying to just cross it into the middle. Torrent get a touch. That gets beyond the foot of Henneman, who had the assist on the second goal. Skinner Barrett with a backheader. Henneman is there. Challenged by Beta. Foul goes against Beta. Free kick for the Legacy. Just on the defensive half of midfield. It'll be Savannah Stockness out of Stillwater, Minnesota. Plays it to the edge of the 18. A lot of Legacy forward. Torrent with the chance to counter. Looking around, trying to decide where she wants to go with it. She will go to the near side, and Skinner Barrett. Skinner Barrett working on Henneman as she has so much of the night. Henneman wins that battle. Ball to the near side. One touch for Balistreri, but it's too heavy. Goes over the touch line. Throw in for the Legacy. Nervous moments here at this place that has produced so many of them through the years. Substitution for the Legacy. Kelly Twamanen comes off. On for the Legacy, Stella Nielsen. Possession taken for the moment by Legacy. 89th minute now. It has been theorized that perhaps we will have a little extra stoppage time in order to give these two sides that have played such great soccer the chance to try and decide this on the pitch rather than from the spot. That is just a theory. We'll see what Ryan Shanklin, our official, decides. Two substitutes come on for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Addison Stanchik. Couple touches on the far side. Adamson over the top of the ball. Well marked. We're going to get a foul call. The flag goes up and gets waved by the linesman, and this is going to be a set piece from a dangerous spot in the 90th minute for the Legacy. And, of course, your eyes go immediately to the middle. Amara Smith right in the center of it all. Ball headed off a Legacy player, off her back, and it is controlled by the Torrent. Hopma tries to come back quickly, but it's taken away by the Legacy. On the near side, Nielsen. Taken away from her. The clock does tick into stoppage time. Easier said than thought. And the referee is going to point to the center circle here. And it appears as though we are at the conclusion of regulation. They are not going to add any stoppage time. They went in the opposite direction. And unfortunately, because of the fact that the facility is asking us to be done at 11:30, we will go straight to the penalty spot. So the match ends in a 2-2 draw, and we will now go to PKs. If you are an England fan, you know how this works, unfortunately. Best out of 5. If we are tied at 5, then it's basically whoever can make with the other team missing. Traditionally, here in the state high school championships, the penalty kicks are taken at the south end. We will see if that is the case or not. But it all comes down to this. The phrase in association football is penalties are a lottery. And again, I mentioned that I've had the chance to work a few goalkeeper camps over time. You see it all, you hear it all. You have keepers who, when they have better scouting reports on teams than likely Legacy and Torrent have on each other, they will have penalty tendencies written on their water bottle that they can check between PKs. Probably not the case here. You look for any tell that you can find as to which direction a player will go. But at the end of it all, you have to make a guess. And from 12 yards, if a ball is played with enough pace on target, there may not be anything a keeper can do. That said, for those taking the PKs, goal number 1, put the ball on frame. If the keeper makes a superhuman effort, so be it. But the big thing is, put the ball on frame. The other thing you have to think about if you're a keeper too, you cannot move off that line until the ball is struck. You can bounce around, you can move along the line, but you can't come forward until the ball is struck. Looks like the Torrent will be the first ones to take PKs here. They will take the first. It will be followed by Legacy. The first one to step forward for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Will be Tatum Adamson, and Adamson scores on the first. Looked like that was in. Apologies as I was looking down at my roster as she took the PK. Okay, it went off the keeper. It is sometimes tough to tell here as that back bar on the back of the goal has been known to rebound balls back. That is clearly a goal on the first PK for Legacy. We do sometimes see PKs just shoot straight back out of the goal, so apologies, I got fooled by the angle there. We do have PKs a number of times here at the state high school soccer championships. That was Fred Cove who converted on the first PK. So Legacy have the 1-0 advantage. Next one to the spot. Lola Wojcik. Keeper comes off her line. Wojcik able to convert. Tornar on the board. Torrent with 1 goal through 2 PKs. Second PK to be taken now. By Legacy. A save for Hopma. Amara Smith. She had the first goal for Legacy and was so strong on the attack all night long. But she does not convert from the spot. We are level at 1 through 2 rounds of PKs. Next up for the Torrent, Addison Stanchik. Finds the lower left corner. Stanchik converts. 2-1. Nervous moments for both sides. This will be Stockness for St. Croix Legacy. the Stillwater, Minnesota native. She converts to her right. 2-2 through 3 rounds. Next up, Lauren Hernandez. An Iowa State Cyclone, a former New Berlin Eisenhower Lion. Round 4. Saved by Hadley Johnson. Torrent are 2 of 4. Legacy 2 of 3. Bella Meyer to take the 4th for St. Croix. Train horn sounds as Meyer converts. 3-2 Legacy. Torrent need to convert. Josie Bita. At 11:31 p.m. Milwaukee time, Josie Bita. She does connect. The Torrent survived to another PK. However, if the Legacy can convert here, they will be North Lakes Conference champions. And they do. Now, no one moved, which makes me believe that indeed that first shot must have been a goal for the Torrent. We are still level. It was converted by Nielsen. So now we go to a 6th round. Next up for the Torrent is Kelbell. There's even some surprise in the stands here. Kelbell, she is able to connect. So Kelbell converts. Now it'll be Brianna Henneman stepping to the spot for Legacy. A little confused here, but maybe we were off on that first one. In theory, that means that if Henneman does not convert, this is over. But Henneman does convert. We are into sudden victory time. This is round 7. Kate Towns, the next one to step up for FC Milwaukee Torrent. Down, sets it down. Downs off the woodwork, no! So it's an opportunity for Legacy. And taking the long walk from midfield is Emily Hinsey, defender out of Mendota Heights, Minnesota, and St. Kate's. Hinsey converts, and St. Croix Legacy is moving on. St. Croix Legacy wins from the spot. Heartbreak for the Torrent. Celebration for the Legacy.
Final score 2-2. Winner, St. Croix Legacy on penalty kicks.
Legacy gets the job done in a match that had a little bit of everything. Torrent took a 2-0 advantage. But Amara Smith answered with a goal in the 32nd minute. Ren Vandewalker in the 67th minute. From the penalty spot, it went 7 rounds.
Wrap up today's match. Milwaukee Torrent would like to give a special thanks to our Platinum MVP medical sponsor, Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital. Their expert care and unwavering
And Legacy will advance. They will head to the Central Region semifinals, where they will face
goals for St. Croix.
either Oklahoma City FC, Austin Rise FC, or likely, not confirmed just yet, Union Kansas City.
Once again, final score 2-2. However, St. Croix wins it on penalty kicks.
So St. Croix Legacy gets the job done
Milwaukee Torrent, we want to thank each and every one of you for coming out and supporting the team tonight. Your energy
from the penalty spot.
players to make this club what it is.
Great match, absolutely great match tonight, and all credit to St. Croix Legacy for fighting back from down 2 goals. In many ways, this was a very equal match. If anything, Legacy probably had a little bit of the advantage on the attack. However, once again, FC Milwaukee Torrent, 4 straight division championships. But once again, from the spot, heartbreak for the Torrent. A long night here at Southeast Sales Power Sports Stadium in Eline Soccer Park. And it comes to a heartbreaking end for the Torrent, but we do thank you for hanging with us through the weather delays, through 90 minutes of regulation, through PKs, and for enjoying this great exhibition of women's soccer here at Eline Soccer Park tonight. I want to thank all of the folks here with Eline Soccer Park and the Milwaukee Kickers Soccer Club. Don Urban in particular, good friend of mine, longtime helper with facilities and all things here. Kevin O'Connor, the man who made his way here to operate the camera and all of the technical pieces tonight. Andy Davi, manager of FC Milwaukee Torrent, owner of the franchise. All of the folks here from the WPSL. My name is Dan Pfeiffer saying be a fan. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you again sometime soon as FC Milwaukee Torrent's women play St. Croix Legacy to a 2-2 draw in this North Lakes Conference Championship match. But St. Croix Legacy is able to come away with the victory from the spot, and they will advance to the Central Region semifinals. We'll catch you again here on the YouTube channel, but for tonight, we thank you for joining us. This has been FC Milwaukee Torrent Women's Soccer.